I'm thinking of the TikTok. Are you all right? I'm all right. We're not all right. The other week I was laying in bed and I read an article. And by read an article, I mean a TikTok. And and it showed all these symptoms of side effects of mold. And we've checked our house before and there's never been an issue. A couple months ago, I really had a prompting to have our roof checked because we've had it checked before and they've always told us it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I know it's an older roof and Jill looks at it and it's always pretty well maintained, and I made all the calls. I made the calls and I said, I need you to come check our roof. Lots of leaking from our roof. And then the basement smelled musky, and every time I walk down here I think, is it musky because it smells like musky kid, or is it musky because it smells like mold? And we haven't known, like we just haven't really known. And so the other day I said, Joel, you have to have a mold specialist come into our house. This is not the source of the mold, but this is what's been underneath our couch. So very exciting. Okay, Joel just went down like the list of things that we need to fix in order to dry out all of the moisture, and then the guy recommended that we, what did he call it? Gas the house?
Yeah, it's a fog for the entire house. When you treat mold, there's two ways to treat it. You can rip it out, but even if you rip it out, when mold is disturbed, it shoots out stuff to protect itself, to kind of keep life growing like a dandelion does. And he's like, so you can pull the mold out all you want, but you've sent spores through the rest of your house. So he's like, the fog allows it to want to shoot out, but it shoots out into the fog as well. So it's gonna...
So everything gets 100% killed.
100% killed.
If it's dry.
If it's dry. And then they guarantee it as well. And then they're gonna do an antimicrobial clean on top of that as well.
And what does that do?
It's just an extra layer of cleanliness on top of it. It's kind of like an air scrub. It's all natural, which is really cool.
So we'll just have to be out of the house for a day or two.
We just got to be out while they fog the rooms, but they hard press fog the rooms. They'll fill the room with pressurized fogged air so that it's forcing it into everywhere. And then little areas where they're kind of concerned about getting behind, they'll make little holes, drill behind, shove tubing in, and push air through there.
And we called him again because my headaches have gotten so bad again. And I mean, they've never really gone away. They've come down quite a bit, but they've been spiking again lately. And he's like, absolutely. He's like 25% of the population is very sensitive to mold. And hi, have you met me?
Only sensitive to everything?
I told my mom, I said, you know, there are pros and cons to being sensitive, and I'll take it. I'm physically sensitive, that is a pro and a con, and like mentally, spiritually, like just all the things, like, you know, we all know, Bonnie.
We're gonna fix it. I mean, the guy made me feel really good.
Did he?
Well, like, when he was just like, yes, it is. He's like, don't be alarmed. He's like, most houses have mold they have no idea about. He's like, there's just a few spots on yours we can visibly see.
And we live in a dry desert.
Yeah.
We live in a dry desert climate. How do you people live in moist climates? How?
The one thing that stinks is this is an old home. Even though we've remodeled it, you can't change the bones. And the bones of this home are not very good sealed concrete on the outside. You know, the slab, there was no underlayment under the slab for moisture barrier. There was no insulation under the slab. There's very little insulation here. Like, okay,
well, you don't need to hurt her feelings. Her bones are still good.
She's a good girl.
She's still a real strong girl.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, she's a really strong girl. She just needs a little facelift.
We just gotta lift the arm up and clean under her armpits every now and again. She's got moist armpits. She's
got to lift up the old girls and wipe underneath.
Fog everything.
You got to fog that shit.
She needs a good fogging. Well, and it makes me think, though, because the guy's like, it's all natural. It does kill the mold. He's like, you know, one treatment will be fine. He's like, we guarantee the treatment for a year. But in my mind, I'm like, man, that's not a bad idea to have the house fogged every other year just cuz.
Yeah.
Like, because all it's doing at least, even if you do it more than once, is it's killing all the microbial bacteria and problems that are out there. And mold is one of the toughest to get rid of, he said. It is absolutely one of the toughest because it has a self-defense mechanism.
No. Truth be told, I've been looking for that sock for a very long time. I love that pair of socks, and I'm really excited to have it back.
A book, a Wii player, screwdriver, pencils, Olivia's straw. I don't even know what happened. These are from conference 6 months ago. Conference is this week.
Boys, where are we even gonna start?
I don't know.
I've got to get this room decluttered, and it's like, where do we even start? And the roof leak was directly above this wall in my room, and so right behind the boys' beds is where that leak is. We need to at least check. We haven't been able to check, but we're pretty positive. And like, the chaos behind and under this bed is frightening. It is just absolutely terrifying. I don't know where to start. As we're going through some things, we've got like a whole bunch of cars, we've got a whole bunch of like markers, and this is where I feel like with kids things can get really cluttered. Is there's some markers here, Cody has his markers here. I think there needs to be one spot for the markers, one spot for like the toy cars. So Boston, you go put all these toy cars in the toy closet with the other toy cars. Can you do that? Can you confirm? Boston, I'm speaking to you.
Yeah.
Answer me, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please go put that with your cars.
I found something.
Yeah, there is zero way that I am going under that bed so the kids...
Another one.
Nice.
That's what
I
did.
am not. Oh, is this what you made with your 3D pen?
No, I used
Oh,
Boston's. Mom, this is mine. I made this.
I love
No, you
it.
didn't. I did that. No, I made this.
Okay, boy.
Found this.
While I work on getting the room clean so that we can like pull that away from the wall and look at the damage behind there, it's like, we are good homeowners. How are we in such a mess?
Oh, I just feel like chaos right now.
Oh. Okay, so tell me what's going on in here.
So the wax ring wasn't seated very well, and fluid has been able to get out and go underneath the tile, and that's why we've seen dampness there.
See, but that doesn't make sense because it would happen when the kids would get out of the shower.
No, it was there no matter what. And
So the fluid-
Because I just looked from behind this side, and it's dry all the way down that side. So it's not the tub leaking, which is good news, but it's the toilet, and you can totally see that the ring's been,
Chewed up in the front.
well, just not good enough, like not big enough. Like it needed a way bigger ring.
What the crap is our toilet?
So I'm gonna have to just peel it and look at it and then reset it.
Because when he was looking for mold, there was mold where?
There's not mold. He's like,
Well,
there's
no,
just-
didn't he say there was mold on the toilet?
Oh, yeah, he says a good way to check if a house has mold on it is check the top of that, and I've already scrubbed it.
Oh, so that was full of mold.
Lysol, there was just faint little black lines, just faint. It almost looks like it belonged there, but it didn't. And he's like, if you see any black spots on the bottom of one of these, he's like, you've got mold somewhere in your house. Like water's not. One thing is the bathroom's not venting properly, which this one is. He's like, your bathrooms are venting really, really well. He goes, but that means you've still got residual water
No wonder.
resting somewhere.
No wonder there was like these black lines coming from inside the toilet down. I'm
No,
like,
that's just a typical toilet, but
Oh, on the inside of the bowl?
yeah.
Yeah, that's not mold. That's just a...
skid mark.
No, I know what he's talking about. It's just a dirty toilet.
Dirty toilet, that's good.
Jeez. Okay, well, this is task 1, so...
This one's got to be done tonight so we can have the shower back. That's relieving that we found that, and this floor does slope this way, which is why it would go to that corner, because it slopes that way. So.
Jeez. We had a plumber come and verify that Joel was putting it on just for like peace of mind, and the plumber was like, no, it looks really great. He's like, stuff like this happens, it's just normal. So anyway, the mold issue in the bathroom mitigated. I've cried a lot today, and I think part of me being emotional has been almost relief knowing that, like, okay, there is a reason that I have had headaches. There is a reason, and we are going to fix it. And it's like the relief of knowing that my headaches could go away once this is taken care of brings me a lot of peace.
Me too.
It makes me sad, all the things you're having to do.
It's okay.
And it made me really emotional because I was like, Joel, are you the problem? Are all of your things the problem? And we know that that's not the case. Fantastic news! There is no mold in the boys' room.
Super surprising.
That's what I was very emotional about earlier at the thought of them. Because they don't communicate what's wrong with them as much as I can, you know. So for there not to be mold in here, I am so grateful. Feels good to have your bedrooms clean. Thank you guys so much for your help. Good night, honeys. Is it just me or do you feel putrid going to bed in this house?